Hey, what's up everybody? In this video, I'm gonna go over my top stocks to buy now for July 2021. If you enjoy any part of this video, destroy or gently click that like button. And for more videos on investing, check out my channel and make sure you're subscribed too. Now let's get into my top stock picks for July 2021. But first, let's review how my picks from January 2021 have performed so far this year. Back in January, my first stock pick was Google. And in the first 6 months of 2021, Google is up about 36%. Just ripping, on fire, amazing. My second pick was Square, and they're pretty much flat in the last 6 months, up only about 3%. My third pick was Beyond Meat, and they're pretty much trading sideways in the last 6 months too, up only about 10% since my video in January. Not bad for the first 6 months of the year. Let's see where these picks are at the end of the year and in the long run. I also mentioned the tech-focused fund QQQ, which is up about 15% in the first 6 months of the year. I also mentioned ARKW as well, which is pretty much traded sideways so far. As a reference, the fund SPY, so the S&P 500, is up about 20% so far in the first 6 months of 2021. Just amazing. That's pretty crazy. Could have just invested in that instead. It's pretty crazy how much Google has been ripping so far this year, and I do expect this pace to continue. Google is just such a dominant player in the tech space. They have such great financials in terms of profit margins, and their valuation is pretty conservative too. I would still consider Google a pretty strong buy candidate today. Another pick of mine is Apple, but we'll talk about them in a bit. First up is Coinbase. My number one top stock pick right now is Coinbase by a long shot. There's no other company that I see in the space that's pretty much on pace to quadruple revenue and profits in 2021 from 2020, and also has such a conservative valuation. Coinbase is my number one stock pick. If you haven't seen my Coinbase stock analysis video yet, definitely check that one out for more details, but the gist of it is, Coinbase is a leader in the crypto exchange space. Their business model is very solid. They're making money off every trade. Their profit margins are sick. They're like 40 to 60% profit margins. Their growth is insane. They're pretty much on pace again to quadruple revenue and profits year over year this year. Their valuation metrics are pretty conservative too. For example, their price to sales is only about 23. Their forward P/E is only about 50. Coinbase has a really strong balance sheet too. And again, they're extremely profitable, pulling in about 40 to 60% profit margins, and their return on equity is over 50%. There's no other company in the space right now that I see that's on pace to quadruple revenue and profits year over year with such a conservative valuation. Their valuation was pretty aggressive when they first came public with their IPO 2 or 3 months ago, but since then the prices dropped about 50%, and now the valuation makes much more sense, and that's why I've been buying shares, and that's why Coinbase is my number one top stock pick right now. Coinbase is even up 10% in the last 2 weeks since I put out my video, popping up from around $225 a share to currently trading at around $250 a share. It looks like Coinbase is looking to test the $250 level where the new 50-day moving average currently is. I do see some resistance at $250, but I do see Coinbase looking to break over $250 and go test $300, and that could happen pretty quickly. I do see Coinbase being a potential multi-bagger in just a few years. If they can continue to grow revenue and profits at such an amazing pace, their current valuation is definitely low, and I do see that kind of growth in their share price too. If you want to invest in a fund that has Coinbase instead, definitely check out the fund Block, as that has Coinbase in its holdings and is also a cryptocurrency and blockchain focused fund. The ARK funds RKK and ARKW also have Coinbase, both having Coinbase in its top 10 holdings. ARKF also has Coin in its holdings, and it's pretty crazy how 3 ARK funds have Coinbase in its holdings right now. I'm definitely in agreement with Kathy on this one. I'm definitely looking to buy Coinbase right now. Again, another pick of mine is Apple, which is a great company and stock to add to your portfolio and put right beside Google. Apple is currently trading around $135 per share right now and has pretty much been trading sideways for the last 6 months. But I see this company being a great pick for the long run. They pay a dividend, they're profitable with about 25% profit margins, and they have 100% return on equity. They're growing revenue and profits, currently on pace to possibly double profits in 2021 from 2020. They're a leader in their space. They have a very diverse business too, covering very many different verticals, from computers to phones to software to streaming to music to apps, so pretty much a whole app ecosystem. Mentioning Apple's app ecosystem, we can also talk about how they've been in a lawsuit with Fortnite recently, which is why I think the share price has traded sideways in the last 6 months. But I see Apple prevailing. I see Apple winning one way or another, showing their strength and continuing their dominance in the space, and just continuing to grow their revenue, their profits, and their share price with it. The analysts also agree that Apple is currently a buy, with an average price target of around $160, which is about 20% higher than the current share price. I definitely see Apple being a company to buy and hold for the long run. If you're looking for some funds to invest in that include Apple and or Google, again, QQQ definitely has those companies in them. But again, you can invest in an S&P 500 fund too, like SPY, because these funds will definitely have Apple and Google in them too. Nothing wrong with keeping it simple with an S&P 500 fund. But I do see these companies as being top stocks to own shares into. Another top pick of mine right now is Netflix. Now, although Netflix isn't the growth company it maybe once was, I do see Netflix as a growth company to buy and hold still. It's definitely a leader in its space when it comes to streaming. I've tried Amazon Prime, I've tried Apple's streaming service, I've tried other ones like Crave or HBO or whatever, but Netflix is still the #1 streaming service in the space right now. They have the best selections and they have the best original content. In my personal opinion, I can confidently say that Netflix is still #1 in streaming for now. Getting into Netflix's financials, we can see that Netflix is profitable, currently pulling in about 14% profit margins. They also have a pretty strong return on equity, with their ROE currently coming in at 35%. They're also still growing revenue too, pretty much growing revenue about 20% year over year for the last few years consistently. Their new subscribers growth numbers has definitely slowed down a little bit, which has spooked some growth investors, but that can be expected in a company that's pretty much dominating the streaming world right now. Because of Netflix's dominance in the streaming world, they also have really strong price elasticity, which means they could increase their price of their services about 10-20%, and they wouldn't lose that many customers, pretty much being able to instantly grow their revenue and profits. Their valuation seems pretty reasonable too. They have a price to book of 18, their forward P/E is 40, and they have a price of sales of 9. I still see Netflix as a long-term buy and hold company. Analysts also seem to agree that this one is a buy too, with average price targets at around $615, which is another one that's about 20% higher than the current share prices. Both funds that I mentioned already, QQQ and also SPY, the S&P 500 fund, both have Netflix in its top holdings. Keep it simple. I will put Air Canada out there too, because I do see Air Canada as a strong company to buy in as a travel rebound trade. The travel restrictions of COVID-19 and the pandemic are starting to ease off, and I do see travel having a huge rebound, and Air Canada is still trading at around 50% of where they were pre-COVID. If you haven't seen my video on my Air Canada stock analysis, definitely check that one out for more details. Okay, and the last stock that I want to talk about in this video is Shopify. Despite Shopify's valuation being pretty crazy right now, I still see the company being a strong contender as a buy and hold company for the long run. Shopify's forward P/E ratio is around 300, which is pretty crazy. To compare, Apple and Google both have forward P/Es around 25, and even Coinbase only has a forward P/E of around 50. So there's a ton of growth already built into the share price of Shopify. Despite this, I still see Shopify as a solid long-term buy and hold investment. They're a leader in the e-commerce space, pretty much dominating the e-commerce world for small to medium-sized businesses. They're growing revenue at a solid pace, and they're growing profits too, with Q1 2021 coming in at amazing profit levels. Shopify has profit margins of around 40%, and their ROE, or return on equity, is currently at around 26%. Pretty solid. Now, I do see Shopify maybe being a more volatile stock pick, mainly because of its aggressive valuation and its aggressive forward P&E. But in the long run, 5+ years, 10+ years, today's price may seem really, really cheap. 3 of the ARK funds I mentioned earlier, ARKK, ARKW, and ARKF, also all have Shopify and its holdings right now. I'm definitely in agreement with Kathy on Shopify too. Alright, those are the only stocks and funds I really wanted to mention in this video. I did look into and research other companies, but I'm mainly focused on companies that are growing revenue, that are profitable hopefully and growing profits, that are in an industry that is set to grow, that is a leader in that industry, has strong financials in terms of a good valuation, solid business models, and more. I must say and do encourage you all to do your due diligence before you invest into anything. Always do your own research and do your own due diligence. If you enjoyed this video, please destroy that like button. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel too if you want more videos like this. I put out videos every week mainly on investing, stocks, real estate, personal finance, crypto, and entrepreneurship. Alright, I'm gonna wrap this one up, so I will wish you a good day, a good night, and I will see you next time. Until then, cheers.